Here we have an early 2000s Hamilton khaki automatic chronograph. The movement is an Etta Valjoux, I guess, I don't know, 7750 or something like it. It's got the day date, it's got the sub-dial, it's got a nice telemeter scale. You can see this watch has been well worn. It's very, has a lot of what they call wabi, marks on it, on the case. The dial is flawless, the crystal, sapphire crystal is flawless. It does reflect a lot. That doesn't bother me in the least. You'll notice there's no Swiss made on the dial. I believe these were made somewhere like maybe in the Philippines or something before Hamilton took everything, Swiss made completely in-house. It's got a Swiss movement, obviously, but anyway, my point of this video is they don't make them like this anymore. This watch is fantastic. It's 100-meter water resistant. This one probably isn't anymore. I don't know. I don't wear it swimming. It's got a non-screw down crown, which I prefer. If it's not a dive watch, I don't really like screw down crowns. You can cross thread. It's just things that can go wrong. I have a newer Hamilton chronograph that has, it's a pilot chrono that has a screw down crown, and that's 200-meter water resistant, which is great for a pilot chronograph. That one has the H31 movement, and it's got a date pusher to change the date. It's got date only at 6 o'clock, not the day date, and it gets stuck. It probably needs a service. You don't need all that crap, all that special garbage. That one, thankfully, you can forward the date by doing the whole. I think it's between, I don't know, it's 8 and 1 a.m. or 8 or 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. or something like that. It's an old trick where you move the hands quick. You can forward the date on that one. Anyway, that's a different watch. It's got 22 millimeter lugs. For the summer, I threw it on a shark mesh. I don't like the feel of leather straps or even the canvas straps when it's like hot and sweaty out. So, you can see, where is it? The chronograph goes nicely. It's got the minute sub-dial. Now you see, it's got the seconds sub-dial there at the bottom there, which would be on the left if it was being held properly. And I like that. The newer field chronographs, they did away with that for some reason, and you don't see a running seconds hand unless you have the chronographs running, which is ridiculous. Terrible, terrible design on the newer Hamiltons. This one actually has the copper brown dial, which is kind of rare. I prefer it. I bought this in 2007 from Overstock. It was only like $400. Recently, well, what happened was my ex-wife, my first wife, kind of like, I lent it to her and she never gave it back. And I always wanted this watch back. She had it, I found out later that she had it opened up by somebody and they kind of messed it up. When I got it back, she passed away due to COVID. I got this watch back and I got it serviced. And the guy who serviced it said that they really messed it up, whatever. They actually put a new movement in, or another movement. This one is not the movement that came with the watch. They put the rotor back on. It's this one actually has Geneva stripes on it, which, so technically I guess it's an upgrade. The back exhibition is a mineral crystal. There's a few scratches on that, but it's a fantastic watch. I love it. I have vintage Breitling, newer Breitling. I have lots of watches, and frankly, this one is kind of like my favorite chrono. It snaps back. It's got that telemeter scale, which is for watch nerds. You can time thunder or things where you see something and then you hear it later. It'll tell you how far away it is. It's in kilometers, the scale. It's a cool little nerdy watch feature, kind of like add something to the outer dial the way a tachymeter scale would. Signed crown. And anyway, Hamilton really should come back out with this style. I know they'd be expensive. It'd be all Swiss made, but they ought to come back with this, with a non-screw down crown, 100-meter water resistance, and this the loom at night is pretty good. Everything lights up, even the subdials. They just don't make them like this. This design, I think, is superior. Way superior than anything they're producing now. In my opinion, this is what I like in a field chronograph. I see people wearing Tudors and Rolexes and things like that. I'll tell you, for an everyday beater, you cannot beat this watch. It's fantastic. I love it, and I'll never get rid of it. And even a new fancy whatever watch, whatever brand, would face stiff competition for my wrist time versus this watch. I love it. Durable, attractive. It's got that, I guess, military field kind of look to it. I can't say enough good things about this watch. I think it's like a 42 millimeter across, not counting the crown. So it's a nice size watch. It's not too big, it's not too small. Whether you have a small wrist or a big wrist, it looks great. It just, all around, you can't beat it. And I think that the shark mesh, it's just excellent on. In the cool weather, I'd probably switch to a canvas and or, like a leather pilot strap. But in the hot weather, you can't beat these plane overhead, right, when I'm making a video. You cannot beat these things. And they really ought to come out with something like this again. Like I said, nothing in the Hamilton catalog. The only one that I really like is that one with all the calculations on the outer dial. Oh, a siren coming by too while I'm making a video. Isn't that great? It's been quiet all morning. The minute I decide to record something, of course, all the background noise happens. So, yeah, Hamilton, if you ever look or see this, sometimes your older designs are better than your new ones, in my opinion. You may or may not agree with it, but that's my take.